Have you ever wondered what hiring managers actually care about when they're looking at your application or maybe sitting across from you in an interview? You've probably spent hours polishing your resume, tweaking your cover letter, and maybe even rehearsing interview questions that you're anticipating. But here's the truth. If you don't hit on the core things that a hiring manager is actually evaluating, your chances drop dramatically. Today, I'm going to break down 3 very key things that hiring managers are actually looking for and how you can stand out in each one. And the last one is very important. My name is Doug with Career IQ. I'm a recruiter and a career coach who's helped thousands of people land jobs and build careers that they love. My focus is on helping people with years of work experience make smart moves in a complex job market. If you want more help leveling up your job search, I've got courses, coaching, and a free gift to get you started. Just check out the link in the description. Let's dig in. So if you've been in the workforce for some time, whether you're trying to either recover from a layoff or maybe make a career pivot or trying to land in a good place after a long established work history, understanding what's actually in the mind of a hiring manager can be a game changer. So let's take a look at these one by one. Number 1, can you do the job and will you do the job? Is it clear to them in your application? And when I say clear, I mean, do they have to work at and dig through your resume to figure it out that you've done this work before and that you've done it well? Of course, your titles, your scope and skills, they're obvious focal points. But more importantly, do you show how you've produced results? Not just duties, but examples, outcomes, and measurable impact whenever possible. This isn't about listing responsibilities, it's about showing proof that you've really moved the needle. The more that you can help them see growth and outcomes and progression, the more that you're going to pique their interest. For those later in their careers, this is where many people unintentionally hurt themselves. Long resumes, too much work history, or trying to show everything that you've ever done can actually dilute your value. Hiring managers don't need your full career. They need a clear story that says, this person can solve our problems now. If you're making a transition, you must be extremely clear about how your skills transfer. Vague alignment doesn't work. You have to connect the dots for them. In interviews, it's no longer enough to say what you did. You need to articulate how you think, how you approach problems, how you make decisions, how you execute with intention. How do you achieve a milestone or accomplish a task or meet a goal? Be clear about the impact that you've had in the past and how you intend to do that in their environment. Do you sound like someone who takes initiative or someone who just follows directions? These tell me about a time questions, they're not traps and they're not looking for textbook answers. They're diagnostics. They want to understand how you think and your judgment, not just your experience. The clearer and the more strategically that you can help them establish you as a good candidate in their mind through your application and your interview answers, the more likely that you are to move forward. Later in your career, this can be one of your greatest advantages, but only if you communicate it clearly instead of assuming that it's obvious. Next, do I trust them? In other words, do I feel that they actually will do the job? This is where things get, a little bit more subtle. Hiring managers are asking themselves, will this person follow through? Will they stay engaged? Will they bring consistency, professionalism, maybe reliability to the role? Having the skills is one thing, but they're also evaluating whether they feel safe betting on you that you're actually going to bring the energy and the motivation to follow through and do the job. Fair or not, for more seasoned candidates, trust isn't always just about competency. It can be about a perceived commitment. Hiring managers may quietly wonder, will this person really want this role? Or will they disengage if things aren't what they really hoped for? You don't have to necessarily become defensive against this, but you do need to proactively address it. One of the best ways to do this is by showing genuine interest in this role and this company. Do your research, ask smart questions, clearly articulate why this position makes sense for you now. Reliability and professionalism also show up in small things like responsiveness and preparation and follow-up and tone. These signals matter more than many people realize. Trust is often a silent tiebreaker. When two candidates look really similar on paper, the one who feels steadier and maybe more dependable almost always wins. And finally, will you fit in their team and culture? This is actually a critical piece in many cases. Even highly capable candidates get ruled out here if a hiring manager senses that you won't mesh well within their team dynamics or maybe their company culture. Hiring managers are asking themselves, can I see this person meshing within our team, or will they adapt to how we work and communicate? Will they bring a positive contribution, or does this seem like it's going to bring some friction? And quite frankly, can I work with this person every day? If they think that you're going to be difficult or challenging or even just a bit questionable, they likely may not take a chance on you. For later career candidates, it's not about fitting in by shrinking yourself. It's about demonstrating flexibility and openness and maybe a propensity to collaborate without seeming like you're going to be a dominant figure in the room. They're watching how you communicate, how you respond to disagreement, how you talk about past teams, maybe leaders or past employers. Those behavioral questions and panel interviews exist specifically to observe this. I'm not saying any of this with a critical tone. I'm saying it because it's a very real part of their evaluation, and awareness creates leverage. Do your homework before interviews to get a sense of who they are. Ask questions about decision making and workflows and communication and leadership style. That signals maturity and self-awareness and shows that you care about finding the right fit, not just any fit. Hiring managers don't just hire skills. They hire people they trust and feel comfortable with and believe will strengthen the team dynamic. And they hire people that they want to work with. Skills and background and qualifications, those things may get you in the door, but being a good fit in their culture is what will likely keep you there. While you're here, drop a comment down below and tell me about your experience and what you've learned. I'd love to hear from you. And if you found this helpful, maybe hit the like button, subscribe, and perhaps even share the video. And once again, if you're looking for more direct help in your job search, check out the link to my website down in the description. Until next time.